This is the iPhone Air. Let's talk about it. So I've had the iPhone Air for about a week now. I bought it on launch day, and I have gone back and forth on whether or not this is a fantastic phone, or if this is a mediocre phone, or if this is a great phone with compromises. Let me explain. So this year, Apple introduced a line of new phones, just like they do every year. But things got a bit more complex. So normally you have the base model phone and you have the Pro model phone. And everyone basically knows who they are. They're either a base model person who upgrades to the base models when they do, or you're a Pro model person who upgrades because you don't want to upgrade quite as often, or maybe you want the flexibility that the Pro phones bring, or maybe you're the person who actually does a lot of graphic or video or photography off of your phone and you want the better camera system. This year, we have the iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, and the iPhone Air. And for most people, I think you're going, okay, I'm maybe looking to upgrade. And this year, the Pro and the Pro Max phones are more Pro than ever. In other words, they truly do feel like the phone's meant for video recording, for photography, for all of those features that Apple kind of touts with a triple camera system. Matter of fact, I am recording all of this off of the iPhone 17 Pro that you saw in my unboxing video. But that leaves the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17. So if you're not interested in a Pro phone, then which of the other two phones do you get? I desperately want to tell you the iPhone Air is the phone you get. But I just don't think it is. Not this year, at least. See, next year, I think that this phone is going to be a better phone than what it is. This phone has a 6.5-inch screen, which personally I think is about the sweet spot for a cell phone screen. I'm used to a 6.3-inch phone personally. That's what the standard iPhone is. The iPhone Pro, a 17 Pro, that's a 6.3-inch screen. If you look at the really giant phone, the Pro Max, that's a 6.9-inch screen. Now, some of you might be able to get your hands around a 6.9-inch screen. I can't. It takes two hands to do it, and then I feel silly trying to do this with a cell phone all the time. But this thing is 6.5, and again, it just, I've never said it about 9 times, it just feels good in the hand. And so it's got that going for it. It's also got a semi-decent battery. I'm not saying a great battery, but a semi-decent battery. The first couple days that I got this phone, the battery life actually was pretty weak, almost borderline bad. But what it actually has done is improved as time has gone on. iOS 26, if you've not downloaded the new Apple operating system yet, takes a couple days for your phone to index. It actually pulls in off of iCloud a bunch of data, and it goes through all your messages and makes it searchable. And that really eats away at your battery life for the first couple of days. So a couple of days later, the battery has bounced back on the iPhone Air. Is it fantastic now? No, it's not. It will get you through a day. And if you're shooting photos or videos, you're doing a lot of that, or you're doing a lot of web browsing, for me, it gets close to a day, but then I'm definitely gonna have to charge at night, which isn't the biggest thing in the world because I always personally charge my phone on a stand every single night. I like the nightstand mode where you put your phone up on the MagSafe charger and it actually acts as like my alarm clock and that kind of thing. But there's also that thing that's real about battery anxiety when you're so close to the end of the day and you're watching that battery counter tick down and it gets into the yellow range and then it gets into the red range and you're like, oh no, am I gonna run out of battery on my phone? That's a real thing that happens. So it's not so great for battery. It's not awful, but there is better battery life out there. Matter of fact, the base model iPhone 17 has a slightly better battery life. Emphasis on the word slightly. It's ironically not insanely better than this phone, but it is better. And then the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max have much better battery life. So if battery is your top priority, the iPhone 17 Pro and the Pro Max are really what you should be going after. What about cameras? And in this case, camera. It's only got one. Well, it's got two, but I'll explain. So most of us are used to a front-facing camera, which this has now. It has a selfie camera, and Apple's done a great job at implementing a new type of selfie camera in the iPhone 17 lineup. So all the new iPhone 17s, the 17, the 17 Pro and Pro Max, and the iPhone Air have the new center stage selfie camera on the front. It's a square sensor, and what that means is that when you take a selfie photo and you normally hold your phone out like this and you take the shot, and then you have someone else who wants to get in the photo, so you have to turn it sideways and try and get this weird angle going to get everyone in the photo. The iPhone, across all the lines now, can widen itself automatically to get everybody in the shot with you not having to turn the phone landscape mode to do it. It's amazing. It's a great feature. And again, it's available across each and every one of the new iPhones that just came out this year. But on the back side, you have a single camera. That means you don't have an ultra wide. So if you like to pull back as you're taking photos and get an expanded view of what you're looking at, maybe it's more people, or maybe it's a landscape, you're not gonna get that on this phone. Or maybe you want to be able to zoom in. I have two kids, and they are always running around, and usually they're not in arm's length distance, and sometimes we'll take a walk and they'll book it down the street, or my son will be running down the street. Without a zoom, without a telephoto, I'm kind of stuck with a pretty far away picture of my kids. So for me, it's a bit of a deal breaker to not have a telephoto. Now, maybe it's not a deal breaker for you. Maybe you're like, I'm comfortable with just taking a couple photos from a pretty close distance and just moving on with my life. If that's not a deal breaker for you, then no issue. But for most folks, I think at least the ultra wide is going to be a problem. I think that has become so ubiquitous to have as a feature on a phone that most of us take probably at least some ultra wide shots. And I think you probably owe it to yourself to get a phone that has an ultra wide camera. And so I go back to, this doesn't have that. But you know what does have it? The base iPhone 17, along with the 17 Pro and the Pro Max. So what do I think? Do I think most people should get the iPhone Air? No. I think most people should get the iPhone 17, the base iPhone 17. It actually is great value, and for most people, you'll be upgrading through your cell phone provider anyway. And if you're upgrading through your cell phone provider, the cost is not a factor because you will probably end up with a free cell phone by trading in your old cell phone. But if you are buying it out of pocket or you're trading in towards the new cell phone, the iPhone 17 is priced at $799. It's the cheapest of the lineup. And it actually comes with two cameras, the base camera and the ultra-wide camera, which again, the more expensive $999, that's what this costs, $999 iPhone Air does not. It only has one camera on the back. And the Pro and the Pro Max have that triple camera setup. But I mentioned that this is the phone, just not maybe this year. Next year, I see a world where this will be the phone to beat. Because I think this is a test year. I think Apple is really learning with this phone. Like, this is a first run product. And for a first run product, they did a great job. I'm impressed. I am really, really impressed by this. So impressed that I've literally considered back and forth this week about whether or not to keep this phone or the iPhone 17 Pro that you saw in my unboxing video. And it was that tough, that much of a struggle between mind and heart. My mind says, I need a phone with all the capabilities, all the bells and whistles, because I'm more of a power user. Again, I'm recording this off of a Pro device because I want that camera lens system, and I want all the features I can possibly get for the money. But my heart wants the thin, sleek, really nice looking phone. Like, this is the nicest looking phone in the lineup this year, hands down, not even close. The Pro and the Pro Max, they look okay. It's controversial at best. Some people think they look pretty ugly. I'm starting to move a little bit towards they look okay, but they're not great. This looks great, and this feels great in the hand. And you would think that for a device this thin, that there would be great durability concerns. Like, you remember Bendgate when I think it was iPhone 6, where it would just snap, basically snap in half with any kind of pressure. This won't. See, this has been tested and rated for like over 150, over 160 pounds of force. So you can basically try to bend this phone and you're not gonna bend it. You could sit on this phone and for most people, you're not gonna do any damage to it whatsoever. The titanium frame actually will bend a little bit and then it just snaps back into place. It's a really impressive piece of technology. But again, it's just not the phone for me this year. Next year, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to hope that they have a bigger battery in this phone. I'm excited and hoping that they have a triple camera lens system in the phone, or at least 2 cameras, if not a triple. And at that point, maybe this is the phone. I think the iPhone Air is the future of Apple cell phones. It's the future of probably a lot of modern phones as well. Even if it was tried on different phones outside of the Apple ecosystem and it didn't work out, I think Apple has found a way to make this the phone that you want to buy. And when it's the phone that you want to buy, regardless of all the things that I already said, even though I know that the battery's not great, even though that I know the camera is lackluster, I still want it to be the phone that I'm gonna keep with me. I still want that to be the choice. And that just goes to Apple's credit that they have designed an excellent device that really pulls at your techie heart. We'll go with that, but not this year. Don't get that this year. This year, get the 17 or the 17 Pro Max and thank me later. But if you do buy the iPhone Air, you're gonna need a good case. And I am not a sponsored YouTuber with all of my 2, maybe 3 videos out there. But if you do need a case, I highly recommend the dbrand Ghost case. It feels like a sponsored ad for me to say this, but again, I am not sponsored and I'm just telling you, I picked this case up at Best Buy and it's fantastic. They actually sell the Ghost case now for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max as well. I don't know if they sell it for the iPhone 17. So if you get that one, you may not be able to find this case. But if you do, the Ghost case is fantastic. It's a clear case with a rubberized grip on the side. It has good grip on the side so you can hold it confidently and know that this isn't gonna slip out of your hands. Plus, this case on the back has a promise that the clear bit of it will never yellow, and it's a guarantee. I've had clear cases before and they start to yellow over time and then they look ugly, right? You bought a clear case, you didn't buy a yellow case. But dbrand guarantees that this case will not yellow. And if it is yellow, you get your money back or you get a new case, either way. So consider it and check it out. And join me for more videos, click subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.